Okay, today's date is October 28th, 2023. I've been buying all kinds of ground cover from sand. This is decomposed granite, topsoil. I bought all kinds of stuff. I'm going to finally dress it up with the decomposed granite because I like the look of it. Anyway, this video is about showing how I spread and level off decomposed granite. As you can see, it's fairly straight looking. And what I'm doing is I built this. This is the top one is a 2 by 8 by 8, I think, and the bottom one is a 2 by 6. The reason the bottom one is a shorter from here to here, 6 inches, as opposed, well, 5.5 technically, as opposed to the 7.5, is that underneath here, as you can see, it's able to grab that little pocket. It's able to grab the soil or the soil, sand, or in this case, decomposed granite, and kind of slowly spread it out underneath that little gap. So you have like a 2-inch gap underneath that that top plate, which is a 2 by 8, which is technically a 2 by 7.5 by 8 foot, and then the bottom one is a 2 by 6 by 8 foot, or 9, I don't know. But in either case, and what I did was I installed 3 spindles. I think that's what they're called. I found them lying around. As you can see, they're all different. This one goes way up here. And the purpose of these spindles, if I'm saying it correctly, these mounting joints or whatever, is I'm able to put weight plates on the platform, or the plywood, or the 2 by 6 or by 8. And what it does is, look what it does. It of course you have to make several passes. I'm not going to make it sound easy, but several passes, and it's worth the look because you're able to get a good flat surface. I have a lot more to work with. I think I'm done with half. So half at, I would say, about 2 inch deep, is covering this entire surface. This entire area. Let me back up a little bit. As you can see, from way back here, we're looking at a little over 50 foot of coverage so far. I purchased 9 yards of decomposed granite. This stuff is very expensive. It's about $100 a yard, so we're looking at $1,000 altogether with taxes and shipping. And so it was actually $1,000, $999 for a total of 9 yards, including shipping. So I just wanted to document this and let you guys know that there is a cheaper way for those people who don't have heavy machinery or equipment. I'm doing this by myself, so there's not really much involved. Another thing I wanted to point out was the reason I put a bottom plate was because this turnbuckle here, the bottom portion protrudes past this dimension here. So that's the main reason I installed the bottom plate, so that the turnbuckle won't leave a gash. Because I noticed that as I was doing it earlier, it was leaving a gash on the edges because I have 2 turnbuckles, one on that end and one on this end. And the bottom part of the turnbuckle was leaving a gash. As I was trying to smooth out the granite, even sand or topsoil or whatever it is that you're working with, it'll leave a gash. So this turnbuckle here was just too big. I bought these at Harbor Freight for about, I want to say $3, $3.50, less than $4. And the same design at Northern Tool was like $8, almost more than double. Now the reason I didn't care about the quality or whatever, I'm sure this is not going to break, doing what I'm doing, but Northern Tool sells the similar piece. Of course, it's a bronze color for about $10 or more, and I purchased these for about $3 or $4 at the Harbor Freight. I'm not knocking Northern Tool, they do have good stuff, but Harbor Freight, sometimes you do want to go there to buy something that you're going to use very seldom. They don't have the best products in the world, but then again, they do have, you get what you pay for. So if you're having like a one-time use or a small-time use items or equipment, it's worth it. I shop at all places, especially Northern Tool and Harbor Freight. But anyway, I have a whole bunch of weights, and I can always adjust the weights. Right now I have 35 here, I have 35 over there, and I have a 25 in the middle. It's hard to pull this because it's a lot of weight, so I'm doing this by myself. But as you can see, the work that's being performed, it looks pretty good. No equipment involved. Well, no heavy equipment involved, especially since I can't afford it or don't want to afford it. But this is just for you guys who purchase topsoil. I used to have to ship it in myself in my pickup truck, but this time I've had dump trucks, several dump trucks drop off soil and sand and whatnot. See, as you can see, I have sand over there. The reason I'm dressing this area with decomposed granite is because I have trouble when it rains heavily. All along this area, I tend to get stuck. My car builds up mud and it starts peeling out. Let me show you something similar that happened to my motorcycle. See that right there? This is mostly sand and topsoil, and I think it's more sand than anything else. So this is what it called. I almost got stuck with my motorcycle right there. I mean, of course, I have a 3-wheel bike, so as you can see 3 tracks. You have one there, the center tire, and then that tire. So I'm gonna probably get all this stuff, this area covered. I got the other half to work with right there, so this is gonna cover that. But so far so good. Let me give you another angle. I'm still working on it. It's gonna be a couple of passes. It's very, I mean, you do get tired, but it's worth it because you're not spending a lot of money on heavy equipment. Look at that, it looks beautiful for something with no heavy equipment. And then I also have a compactor, a heavy duty, well, I mean, you know, residential compactor right here. So this is gonna seal the deal once I level that off. It's gonna seal the deal. But I'm liking the way it looks. So for you guys who don't want to spend a lot of money on renting equipment and who don't know how to operate equipment like myself, this is what you do, okay? I'm going to conclude this video, but I do just want to take another pass and see how beautiful it looks, considering that there's no heavy equipment involved. All it is a little know-how, ingenuity, and of course weight plates. Because I doubt that if you don't have weight plates, you're able to put bricks and keep them, that you'll be able to set the bricks or whatever on there. Unless you have cinder blocks. I can see maybe cinder blocks being placed, but you still need some kind of spindle or whatever this thing is called. I have 3 different ones, so you can probably use cinder blocks. I do have heavy cinder blocks too. They're pretty heavy. Let me show you. Well, that's it. Anyway,